Welcome to Franchise Marketing Radio, brought to you by SeoSamba. Comprehensive high-performing marketing solutions for mature and emerging franchise brands. To supercharge your franchise marketing, go to SeoSamba.com. That's SeoSamba.com.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Franchise Marketing Radio, and this is going to be a fun one. Today on the show, we have Michael Valente, and he is with Renovation Sales. Welcome back, Michael.
Hi, Lee. Great to be back.
Well, I'm excited to get updated. For the people who aren't familiar, first tell us about Renovation Sales. How you serving folks?
Sure. So we do quick cosmetic updates in order to get houses ready for sale. So we partner with real estate agents. They bring us in on projects that are either about to go to market or projects that have been listed for a while and aren't selling for some reason. So the whole concept of what we do is, hey, let's just do quick cosmetic updates, meaning paint cabinets, change counters, sand floors. We do it all with a designer touch to hopefully get the best looking pictures possible. So, that's all forward facing online, and it helps drive traffic to a listing to hopefully maximize sale price and decrease market time.
And that kind of Instagram-friendly look is not a nice to have anymore, right? This is a must-have in today's world.
Yeah, really. I think you hit it on the head. I mean, today's world, people, especially buyers, and the largest segment of home buyers right now are millennials. They make up about 37% of the buying market. They really want what they see on TV. They want what they see on Instagram. And frankly, 99% of the time, a first-time home buyer, or any home buyer for that matter, sees a house, it's online. So the purpose of what we're trying to do is, how do you update these homes and get really pretty forward-facing pictures to drive traffic? So it is a must. Buyers want what they want, and they want a specific look. And if that particular home doesn't have that look, you're potentially going to miss out on that buyer.
Right. So if you're not investing in kind of the look of your place, you're kind of wasting a lot of people's time. The realtor, yourself, it's going to take a lot longer to sell.
Of course. And I really say you're doing yourself a disservice. If you're not doing some updates in order to prep your house for sale, this is as a home seller now, you're doing yourself a disservice. And that prep could be anywhere from decluttering to doing the construction staging, kind of like Renovation Sales does, or staging your house. But at minimum, you have to do some pre-sale update to your home to get it ready for sale.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the backstory and the kind of the genesis of this concept. Can you share a little bit about what the thinking was when you started and then how you moved into franchising?
Yeah, sure. So we didn't set out to franchise, and that's, I always kind of say that this concept wasn't born to do that. It was born out of some pain that we had. I've been in the construction business and residential construction for about 14 years. I'm a licensed realtor. I don't practice, but I've held a real estate license for the same amount of time. I've flipped houses, done multifamily development, but our main business between 2012 and about 2018 was really high-end construction direct for clients. We were the construction arm of a well-known designer in town. But the problem with that was we had some high dollar projects that had long lead times, meaning like a year or longer on these big projects. But we were really just getting fatigued with the client side. The clients were really difficult in some aspects, and rightfully so. They spent a lot of money for the updates that the designer had put forth, but we just were tired of the changes. It was never enough. And we just said, we got to do something different. And with my real estate background and our, investment background and also our construction background, we said, well, what if we can eliminate what we dislike the most, but keep everything else we like? And that's how Renovation Sales was born. It was really, hey, what if we did quick designs and updates on these houses before they get listed for sale? But because they're going for sale, it really eliminates the emotional aspect of construction, and it takes the client out of it. And that was our aha moment. We started Renovation Sales in January of 2018, and it really just took off. And about a year and a half into us operating this business in Chicago, my wife and I were sitting on the couch, and my wife actually said, this really should be a franchise. And, I'm kind of a dreamer and love big ideas. And I said, you know what, you're exactly right. And off we went. So that's how we came into franchising, but we didn't set out to do it. It just was kind of something that this business needed to be.
Now, what does that ideal franchisee look like? Are they already in the real estate business and this is kind of a complementary service they can offer? Or is this somebody starting from, brand new, maybe got laid off or retired and is looking for a second act?
Yeah, I think it's more either looking for a second act. We're looking for full-time operators. So we're not looking for someone to be a realtor and be renovation sales. First and foremost, we're just looking for good people. We have to interact with those franchisees and we want them to be good human beings. The second kind of area that we see a lot of is professionals that have been in the professional corporate environment, but just want to change. And that's a lot of individuals that we get. Obviously, franchisees have to have some interest in, project management, design, real estate, and sales, because that's what they have to do. Is construction necessary? And as a background, no. Does it help? Yes. So we're looking for good people who have a corporate background that are looking to make a change, who are interested in real estate, construction, and design.
Now, the way that you're helping launch them in an individual market is they are the boots on the ground. They're the ones networking and finding the homes that are, about to go for sale or for sale and not selling. And then they come in and kind of rescue the project and offer this service to help kind of accelerate the sale.
Exactly right. So we market strictly to real estate agents. Real estate agents kind of have their pulse on the market, and the realtors know of all the properties that, are being bought and sold. So we're a tool in the real estate agent's toolbox. Realtors don't like to sell ugly houses. They sit on the market for a while and they can't maximize value. So realtors bring us in, just like you said, either before a house is listed and they know that, if we do work on the property that they can return more money than the work that was put in and sell it faster, or we come in after a house has been sitting and some adjustments needed. And it's either, hey, let's make a price adjustment, but sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to move the house and sell it, or you make a cosmetic adjustment, which we do, and give the good product and the forward facing pictures online.
And then, so the person that's your franchisee, their main job is kind of just be the best friend of every realtor in town and everybody in that kind of realtor ecosystem.
That's exactly right. The beauty of what we're asking our franchises to do is really connect with, the top 5% of realtors or 10% of realtors in their market. And I say that because, we're in the city of Chicago. Chicago has 10,000 real estate agents that are licensed, but about 500 of them control 95% of the market. So the only people we really want our franchisees to go after is that top 500 or that top 5 or 10%, because they're controlling 95% of that market. So the 80-20 rule, right? So we're asking them, Lee, to be the best friends of those realtors so that the realtors then will bring our renovation sales franchisees on those houses and projects that need to be updated.
And then once a realtor kind of reaches out to your franchisee, then that person goes in and kind of assesses the situation and then gives them kind of their tips or recommendations on how to get the property ready to sell for the highest value?
That's exactly right. It's a collaborative effort between the renovation sales franchisee and the realtor, because, we can't update the entire house. We have to pick and choose on what makes the best and biggest returns. You may have a house that's a kitchen, and 3 bathrooms, but, the homeowner maybe only has available funds, or they only want to put in, X amount of dollars. Well, let's do the kitchen facelift and paint the walls and sand the floors. Maybe we can't get to the bathrooms. So, we're not updating the entire house. We're selecting and choosing certain areas of the house that provide good returns and help, sell the house fast.
Right. So you're helping prioritize like what's going to be the biggest bang for their buck.
Correct. That's exactly right. And the biggest bang for the buck in any project typically has to do with the kitchen. It's really easy to take an old dated brown, cabinet kitchen with granite countertops and paint the cabinets, change the counters from granite to quartz, and add a backsplash of new light fixtures. That's a simple update that has a great return on investment, that provides great forward-looking photos to the general public who are looking for homes.
Now, as the franchisor, how do you help that franchisee have the right resources and the right kind of talent to execute on the plans?
Well, we have a good, robust training program that they come through prior to opening. And then we assist them in finding different subcontractors. And then part of our services is we provide the design. So all the design comes in through our corporate location. So the design is held in-house at the franchisor level, our level, and we provide that to the franchisee through some technology that we've implemented where the franchisee is able to kick us back pictures and walkthroughs of the existing space. And because it's all cosmetic, we can design it from afar.
And I would imagine in this business, kind of before and after photos are the lifeblood of the marketing.
Before and after photos are all of the marketing. When you see an old rundown brown cabinet kitchen and you see our pretty updated white and gray, styled kitchens, that's really all that people need to see, and they get what we're doing. So before and after pictures are the lifeblood in the marketing that we utilize extensively to promote our services and our system.
Now, can you share, it's pretty dramatic when you make those kind of design changes in what the value of the house changes, right? Like, can you share kind of how dramatic that can be if you update a kitchen or you update a bathroom, or like what's your kind of personal record of, okay, at this house, if it had this kind of stuff, it would be worth X, and if it gets updated, it's worth, X plus.
Yeah, I mean that we don't. So we're not realtors, so we stay and steer clear of providing those actual returns because every market, every neighborhood, every
right.
street is different, right? But a good project. I'll tell you what a good project is. If you give us $40,000 to do updates, that you return that $40,000 plus an additional 40 on top of that. So 100% return on your money is a great example of what we do on a regular basis in terms of driving value. And in fact, we just had a house the other day that someone said, if I sold it as is, it'd be worth 400. Mike, we're going to give you 40. And I know after you come in and do your $40,000 worth of work, which consisted of, kind of a bathroom facelift, a full kitchen makeover, floors, lighting, and paint, that they are then now going to list it for $500,000. So that 40 that they put in, and this was at the realtor's calculation, will then return, an additional 60 on top of that.
Right. So that's what it could be. I mean, these things it is dramatic. So these things aren't kind of incremental. It could be a really nice bump in terms of what you're going to get.
Of course. But that also depends on, the existing price level of the house, right? Like some areas, if you have a $200,000 house, I mean, that particular house may never be worth more than 300. Right. You also could have $1 million house that if you do $100,000 of work, now it can be worth, 1.4 million.
Right.
So there's a large range of where the upside is in the untapped equity that we can help realtors and homeowners unlock with our system.
Now, now that you've been doing the franchising for a minute, can you talk about how that's gone in terms of where you're at today?
Yeah, no. So where we're at today is we have 6 locations open across the country with 2 more coming on board here in the next week and a half. And we have a full pipeline of people across the country that are interested in being renovation sales in their particular market. And frankly, Lee, our system and our product works in anywhere USA, anywhere where there's some sort of dated housing stock, and that's everywhere. Our system is needed and can work.
Now, how has the pandemic impacted your work? Were folks able to go out into homes? Were you allowed to go in and do what you had to do in those markets, or did you have to pause?
We had to pause, I think, just like everybody else. In April through May last year, we had to take a break because we didn't know what was going on. But then we slowly got back to work. The pandemic honestly hasn't affected us that much. I mean, minus the extra precautions and that we had to put in place. We actually had the best year of the past 3 years last year, and that was in the middle of the pandemic. I think the real issue that we have seen, but we've adjusted for, is just we've had some material costs that have increased due to supply chain issues, right? But that's everybody in most industries. So, and that's just an adjustment. We watch our costs and make adjustments as necessary.
Right. I think that's affecting everybody. It's not just
everybody.
You.
It doesn't matter if it's construction or, widgets that used to come in, you could buy them for $5,000 or now $30,000. So it doesn't matter what industry you're affected by that supply chain issue. But we just, again, we watch, we monitor, and we adjust.
Now, in your business, are you kind of bullish as you move forward? You said you had a record year last year. Is the momentum continuing into next year?
Of course, we just came off of the hottest real estate sellers market that we've seen since 2007. And that was this year. And we're going to do a record number of projects this year. Our system is not built for, homes selling as fast as possible, but we still do great business in that market. Our system will really take off as we go towards a more neutral market or buyer focused or buyer favored market. And that's where we're trending. So, as things are starting to hit and we're in the fourth quarter of 2021 right now, houses are starting to sit longer and we're getting busier. So the more that houses sit and the more that if interest rates rise and we run into some inflation, which we're going to, our system will be even more needed because, we're here to help sell homes, and people don't want to buy homes these days unless they're updated and finished.
Now, what are the markets that you're in right now? Are you just kind of growing around the Chicago area, or is this kind of the whole country is your oyster and a franchisee could pop anywhere?
The whole country. We're in Western Chicago. We're in Charlotte, Charleston, Dallas, Denver. We'll be in Atlanta soon, and some other markets we'll be in Houston, actually. Somebody just signed a franchise agreement the other day in Houston. So again, anywhere all across the country, that's where we're growing.
Good stuff. Well, congratulations on all the success. If somebody wants to learn more about the opportunity, what's the website?
Renovationsells.com, www.renovationsells.com.
And they can learn more about the service and also the franchise opportunity?
Correct. On that website, there's our pretty before and after pictures all about us. And then also there's a full tab regarding franchise opportunities. They can fill out information if they're interested in becoming a franchisee.
Good stuff. Congratulations again, Michael, and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thanks, Lee. I appreciate you having me.
All right, this is Lee Cantor. We'll see you next time on Franchise Marketing Radio.